share my screen. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to kind of go in today to Command and go over all the different designs that they have in templates and the different templates you can use, what you can do with them. They actually have some really cool things that are constantly going into designs. So if you're not, pretty much you could go in there once a week and you will always see something different in designs, which is really cool that they do things different almost every week. You see new things pop up in there. And then we'll go over the two different places that you can post them to social media. We'll do the paid ad, how you can post it as a paid ad, and then also how you can just post it right to your business page. So I'll show you guys kind of how it works if you're familiar with Canva. Designs is very similar to Canva. It's like an online editor for graphics. So it is I would say a slight learning curve to learn just the different clicks and how to add text and stuff. But for the most part, I think it's pretty user friendly once you get to know okay, I double click for this and I, right click for that and whatever. So we'll get started. So we go right into designs.
Molly Kate, are you recording this?
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So you can see here in designs, I have a bunch of stuff here. That's because these are all the things I've created. You might have none, you might have two. So it just depends on what you have here. It's just what you've created yourself. So if you want to create something new, you can come down here at the bottom. There's this blue plus button. And when I click that, what pops up then? It's asking me what kind of design I want to send out. So it'll ask if I want to do email, social, print, video, or if I want to import my own PDF. So let's say that you had a really cool PDF that you used 3 or 4 years ago for marketing for something, for the food drive. And obviously now you can't use it anymore because it says 2018. You could take that PDF and you could upload it, you could import it right into designs, and it'll make it fully editable so you can change everything that's on that template. You can put in new text, you can take out the text, you can put new pictures in. So the import PDF feature is relatively new, and I think it's really cool. I've used it a couple times. The other agent services coordinators within Keller Williams will send each other PDFs, and then that's how we edit them. So it is a really, really cool feature that you're able to do that, and it's totally free, and you don't have to pay for the Adobe. Another cool thing that you can do is you can make a video. So the videos are very simple to make. It usually only takes, 25 minutes if you have to go searching for all the information for the specific neighborhood. So the videos are super simple. I made one just a couple minutes ago just so I could see if it was still the same as I remember, and it was very similar. So what I did was I clicked that create video, and then it created this really cool video for me. And all I had to do was I put in the name of the neighborhood that I was looking to create the video for. So I don't really know many of the neighborhoods. So I just looked up Percy, and this Percy Woods popped up. And so I clicked it, and then I did put in random information. So none of this is real information I put in. I was just guessing. I should put my best guess out there. But you can change all this information to be whatever you want. And then this is what the video looks like. And there's music. I don't know if you can hear the music. So that's the video. It's just like a minute long. Again, it took me like 20 seconds to make this. I filled in random information. But if you're trying to market to a specific neighborhood and you know the information, or you can just jump on the MLS and pull it, It really won't take you very long, maybe 10, 15 minutes if you're looking for all the different information. And then you can either download this video and share it that way, or you can go into campaigns and you can post the video right to your social media, I don't know what I'm trying to say, your business page, your business Facebook page for people to see.
Is there just this one video available, or do you choose from a group of videos?
So right now, this is the one that they have. Their goal is to make these like more customizable and like be able to edit them more. But for right now, this is the one video that they have. But it's cool. I think it's also it's good just to promote your app because it talks about the KW app on there. So you could just do all of Doylestown. You don't have to do a specific neighborhood. You could just type in the zip code 18901 and it'll tell you all the stats in the Doylestown area that you can put in. So I think that that's pretty cool, even if you're just doing it to promote your app. So that's the one video that they have right now, but they are planning on getting more videos. So that's the video. I just clicked on video, and then you pretty much just search the neighborhood, clicked Percy Woods, and I hit next. And then I just typed in the information. It is like 4 pieces of information, and I hit next, and it made the video for me. And then I could either download it or I could post it right to my social link campaigns. So that's pretty cool if you're just trying to get something out there that's a little bit different, not just a regular social post. The next thing that we will go over is we will make a social post. So if you were to click on social and then hit next, it's going to redirect you. So this is going to the online editor. So within here are all the different designs that Keller Williams has made for you already. So these are all pre-done for you and ready to go. The only thing you need to do is upload the logo and put like your name and phone number and you're good to go. So they have ones for promoting your app. They have them for promoting listings. If you just got listings, here's a local expert one. They have stuff for buyers, which the stuff for buyers is pretty cool. The neighborhood snapshot is awesome. So if you just pick the one that you think that you might like to use this one. And then to put this information in here the way it is, like right now it's for Barton Hills, which I think might be in California. You just go to the KWLS and let's say you want to, wait, this is how I did it. Oh, and then I clicked on snapshots up here. And instead of searching by neighborhood, I'm just going to search by postal code. And if I do 18901, here is Doylestown. And I can just click and drag that in. And then this is the average list price, the average sold price. This is all of the correct information pulled right from the MLS of all of Doylestown. So it tells them 18901, and then that is the actual map of Doylestown mapped out. And then over here, you can customize any of this text. So I just double click inside until I see the cursor, and then click where I need to delete. Put Doylestown, question mark. And then up here, if I wanted to change this picture, I could as well. So I could go into images, and they have preloaded pictures in here already for you to use. So all of these are super high quality images that Keller Williams has taken, and they're for you to reuse and reuse over and over again. So there's no like certain thing, oh, I can't use that, it belongs to someone else. It belongs to you to use. So if I wanted this picture, I could just click it and drop it right in, and that could totally be a neighborhood in Doylestown. So yeah, so they have tons and tons of really high quality images already done that you can use these in any of these designs. So I think it's pretty cool. They have all these really high quality images, so you don't have to try and go on Google and look for what you want. So we'll leave that one. I have everything else here. The only thing I would want to change is this, and I would want to change that to our logo. So we'll do add, and I will grab that logo. And then you can just shrink it down. You can shrink and you can pull anything, make it bigger, make it smaller, however you want. And I can drop it right there. And then if I wanted to, if I had like a headshot that I wanted to put here with like my name and information, I could do that as well. So you can edit these however you want. You can add as many images as you want. You can pull images from Facebook, from your computer, anything that you want to pull an image from, you can, and you can add text as well. So over here are all pretty much the different things you can do. So I'm in images because I added that image, but then I could also go into text. And they have some cool pre-done text that you can pull in. And if I were to pull this in and use it, oh, it's black. That probably wasn't a good idea. I can double click in there and I can change what it says. So I could say, enjoy Doylestown every day. And then I could change the color as well to white.
Can I back you up 1 second on the getting the KW Doylestown logo? Is that a JPEG or a GIF or what is it? And where did you go grab that from?
So this is a JPEG and I just have it saved on my computer.
Okay.
But you should also, in logos, if you're associated with our brokerage, which everyone should be, it should already be preloaded right in here.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so I just went, if you just hover over logos, click on logos, and then click that, it will add it, and it does add it so it's like see-through. So you can put it right there, and you don't have to have the white background if you don't want. So, yeah, so you can upload it from your computer or go to logos, and if you have if you've set up your agent site or you have your logo in a bunch of different places on Keller Williams, it should pull your headshot too. So you could add that, make it small. And then if I wanted to add text, I could just hit add. I'll do body text, so it's small. Right now it's black and I want to make it white.
You're gone so fast.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm slower. That's my problem a lot. So wait, let me start over. So I added my picture and my picture came in really big. Mm-hmm. What I did was I hovered over the white circle. So if you're familiar with like Publisher or anything that like you get to make things bigger and smaller, mm-hmm. I just waited till I got that double-sided arrow and then I just shrunk it down.
And then grabbed it and moved it.
Yep, I just clicked it and pulled it where I wanted it to be. And then I went up over here to text. And this is pretty much just the size of the text. So you could add any of these and make them smaller. But I always like to go for a little bit smaller. And then if I need to, I can make it bigger. So I just clicked on body text and you can see it added it right here for me.
Okay.
And then you can change the color up here at the top. You'll see when you are clicked on the text box at the top here, you can pick the font. They have preloaded fonts, the size, and then here's the color. So I can change that to white. And then I can pull it over here. And then I double clicked. So when I was just clicked on it, there was no way for me to delete that text that's in there and change it. So I double clicked and that's when I had that cursor pop up. And I'll just type in. And you can see that it doesn't fit in great. So if I click back out of it, I just clicked up here anywhere, it gives me those white boxes and I can pull it to make it bigger. So it fits in the box better. And then I can you can shrink down anything on here. You can move it, you can make it smaller. I spelled Bernadette wrong. Bernadette. And then if I wanted to keep going, I could either hit enter and type in the phone number. Or if I wanted to add like a separate text box, I could come up here back to where it says text and I could just add another box. So it just depends on how you want to do it. If you want it all in one box, sometimes I find it difficult if it's all in one box, if I want to do certain spacing or I want to like make the phone number smaller. So if I had wanted to make this phone number smaller, what would happen is all of it would get smaller and not just my name because it's all in the same box. So to fix that, I would just keep my name in the box, and then in this new one that I added, I would just pull it over like I did the last one, and then come up to the top. And again, you can make it any color and do white. And then I double clicked to get my text. I can click back out of that box so I get the white little bubbles, make it bigger. And then if that's too big for me, I can come up back up here to the top where it says 25 and I can make it 14. Maybe. Oops. It's having a moment. It's mad.
To highlight it?
There we go. It just had a minute. It just had to reformat it to be smaller. And then I clicked 100 times and now it doesn't know.
Hard to catch up.
Yeah. This might have just deleted everything I just did. Hopefully it did though. I know they've been doing a bunch of updates in designs and updating new templates and putting different things in, so it could be why it's going a little bit slower today. It saved it. Well, not really, but that's okay. So I was adding the text in. So again, I'll just add this quickly just so you can see. So I pulled it to where I wanted it. I made it a different color. If you want your name to be bigger and the phone number to be smaller, add them in separate text boxes. So then just put your name. I clicked out of it. I got my bubbles. I dragged it to make it bigger so it all fits in one line. And then I added a separate text box so I could add the phone number and make this phone number slightly smaller. It's 14 again. There we go. We'll drag it, and then I can always move it to center it right underneath my name. And then your headshot could be right here. And then if you are happy with the way that this looks and you like it, you can either hit done, and what done will do is it'll just save it right into your designs. Or if you want to download it onto your computer, you can also hit this download button. So when you download it, you can download it as a JPEG, which is usually the easiest to work with, PNG, or a PDF. So those are the three, just depending on what you're posting it on or what you're trying to use it for. You can download it as any of those. But the easiest thing that I do if I know I'm using it just to post right on social media is I just hit done. What I will do though is up here where you see the name, you can click in that box and you can rename it. So I'll rename it Doylestown Neighborhood Ads, and click done, and I want to save it. So I hit done, it asked me if I wanted to save it, and I hit yes, save. And then here's what I saved right here. This is the reason why I did rename it, because if you do the same one for multiple, let's say you're doing the same ad for multiple different neighborhoods and you're going to just be like posting it or sending it out even in an email, you'll want to name it so you know which neighborhood you did it for, because they all have the same name unless you rename it, and then it like gets so confusing. So I know that this one is the one I did for Doylestown. So that's that one that we did. So that's one of my favorite ones is the neighborhood snapshots, because it kind of just gives them like a quick snapshot of what's happening in that neighborhood or in that town. So I think that's even good to use if you're going on like a listing presentation and you have someone who has a home in a big neighborhood and you want to show them like, oh, included in my listing presentation, here's a bunch of different things that's happening in your neighborhood. Like I pulled all this information together for you, and it presents it really easily for someone to be able to understand, and they can kind of look at all the numbers over it. And I think it's really nice for someone to present the information that way, because it's super simple for someone who isn't in real estate to understand what's happening. It's just a couple different numbers. They can kind of have a good overview of that area that they're either going to be listing in, or if you have someone moving who's trying to move to the Doylestown area, it would be nice to send them this snapshot as well, so they kind of see like, oh, the average price house is a little bit higher than I was looking for. Maybe I shouldn't be looking in Doylestown. Maybe I should be looking more in like the Dublin Percy area, because I can still commute to the Doylestown area that way. So these snapshots I think are way underused. I don't think people use them enough, just because I think of how valuable they are and how easy it is to make them. So that's the neighborhood snapshots, which I've been really impressed with, and the information that it pulls is almost always super accurate. I haven't had a problem with the accuracy of it. It depends, because all the information that Command pulls is from that Nextdoor app, which those neighborhoods are decided on by the people who live in the neighborhood. So the reason why Keller Williams did this is because they were like, okay, we could make it so the realtors decide the neighborhoods, but the people who live in that neighborhood, if they disagree and you're trying to market to them and they're like, well, that's not where the neighborhood ends. So Keller Williams is like, let's leave it up to the people who live in the neighborhood. And I think it's 8 people within the same neighborhood all have to agree that this is the specific markings of where their neighborhood begins and ends. And then that's what Keller Williams pulls to be like the specific neighborhoods. So I know a lot of times when people go on here and they like pull up a map, they're like, well, that's not Doylestown Hunt, or, you know, that's not this or that neighborhood, but it is that neighborhood to the people who live there. So I think it was just like, they weren't really sure what they wanted to do. They were like, let's leave it up to the consumers to decide what neighborhood that they're in or not in. So that's why sometimes you'll be like, oh, that's different. I didn't think, you know, Doylestown Hunt went that far, or I think it extends a little bit farther, but in here it doesn't look like it does. And that's because the people who live in that neighborhood, at least, I think it's at least 7 people in that neighborhood, all have to go onto Nextdoor and they draw the map of where they think their neighborhood is. So some people like it, some people don't. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think it should be both. Like, I think it should come with how the people in that neighborhood think where their neighborhood is. But then I also think there should be an option for a realtor to go in for a specific client and change where that neighborhood is. So I think that's probably something they're working on, because I think a lot of realtors feel that way. So I'm waiting for that to happen next, because everything that everyone's been asking for, they seem to be doing within. It takes them a little while to figure it out and get the rights to do all of that. But usually if a lot of agents are asking for something, they do try their best to go in and make that happen for the realtors. So I'm hoping.
Way back when we first started having the issue with COVID, I cleaned up the whole database in Command. And I was not able to add very many neighborhoods because it just wasn't easy to do. Have they made any changes with that? Do you know? I haven't tried to add anybody else's neighborhood because it was just so, most of the time I couldn't find the neighborhood that they were in unless I did like a huge zip code or something.
So again, with that, it goes off of Nextdoor. So like, I know my neighborhood doesn't come up because no one in my neighborhood has signed into Nextdoor and knows where my neighborhood is. So that's the main problem with the Nextdoor thing, is that you can't, there's nowhere to, if they haven't drawn the neighborhood, then there's no neighborhood to pull. So I think that they are. I think that they are trying to work on it. But I also think, I don't know if there's any like legal rules with if they could just like, if you could make up a neighborhood or how they can make it work. So I know they're probably trying to make it happen for everyone, just because I know that the neighborhood aspect of the contacts is huge. It's like super helpful. It sends them updates of what's happening.
The people that I did set up, I can see they use it. They are viewing it. They're going on my website. They're emailing me from it, things of that nature.
People really like the market updates that come from the from the neighborhoods. Yeah. So I know my neighborhood doesn't have one, but it will send me. I set myself up on one just to see. It sends me things that are in that area, but just not like in my neighborhood. Like I don't have one for my specific neighborhood, but because I live close to other neighborhoods that are like on next door, it'll send me updates on those neighborhoods, which I think is still nice to know, like just what's going on, like kind of in your community, not necessarily like just your neighborhood. So it just depends, like on the person, what they prefer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So next is the lead generation one, and there are some cool ones in here to use. These are the easiest ones to use, I think, just because if you want to send out like a holiday greeting, they have a bunch of holiday greetings in here. So because of when Command started, I guess the first ones, I think now we have almost hit every holiday since they started uploading these. So they have just like basic fall ones. They have some really cute Halloween ones. They have Veterans Day. They have Thanksgiving ones, Christmas ones, just happy holiday ones. They have Valentine's Day ones. So if you're just wanting to send out something quick with like your logo on it, you could click this, hit use, hit that logo button that I said, pull your logo and put in your, Bernadette Clayton phone number, and then you can post it right to social, and it probably would take you 5 minutes to do, instead of trying to go on and like create your own like fall type one. So I really like the holiday ones that are in here, just because they're so easy to send out and use. Up here at the top, depending on where you're posting it, they are different. And they're different because the people that are on Facebook, Keller Williams has done all these crazy studies on everyone who's using Facebook and Instagram. So they did these studies on the people who use Facebook and what kind of like ads they were looking for and what fits into the age range that uses Facebook. And then they did the same thing with Instagram. So you'll see the Instagram ones are a little bit different. Sometimes I think they're like a little bit more like kitschy and cute. And that's because there are a lot of younger generations using Facebook or using Instagram than opposed to Facebook. So there's nothing saying that if you liked one of these for Facebook, you could use it for Facebook. It's just like the sizing won't be perfect, but people post pictures that aren't the perfect sizing on Facebook all the time. So you could always use one of these as well. It just depends on what you prefer. And then the Instagram stories, very similar to the Instagram ones. Again, it's just the sizing because, the Instagram story takes up the whole, like your whole phone screen. So that's why it's sized this way. So those are the holiday greeting ones, which take like 3 seconds to use if you want to pull one and use one. You could even download this to your computer and email it to yourself and then just save it on your phone as a picture. And then like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. I know in my pictures I have this that I liked that I created for myself. And then you can post it right to Instagram or Facebook from your phone if you wanted. And you don't have to create one. Once you create it, you can use it. That's why they don't have like a year on here, because you can just use them over and over again. And once you've created one with your headshot and all your information on it, you can just keep using it over and over again without having to edit it. So these are some of my favorites. I love these. And then the iHeart Keller Williams, KW has a couple cool ones as well. So these are just if like you're trying to recruit people and you're trying to grow your downline. These are things you could post to your social media. You could post these to your Facebook and just see like, oh, will these get any traction? Am I going to have, that one person who I've been trying to get to come to Keller Williams? Will they like it? Will they see this and give me a text message? These are also things you could save to your phone and you could send them out as a text message. So these are These are awesome. I really like these. Even if you're trying to see, even if you want to send them out for your clients to see that we, are number one in real estate, and we're, you're proud to be a Keller Williams and we're number one. And these are all like Gary Keller quotes. So they are some really cool things on here that you can use to promote yourself and to promote Keller Williams, which is awesome. In the client love, it's pretty simple. They have birthday things you can send to clients. If you have a client and it's their birthday, this is like a home anniversary. So let's say you sold the home to them 2 years ago and it's their 2-year anniversary in that home. You could send them one of these. So that's what the client love is. It's pretty simple. The different things you can use. The invitations I haven't really gotten into or used yet. But again, if you're hosting like a little client event, even if it's on Zoom, I think these are cute to use. You don't have to try and, start from scratch. I think the best thing about these designs is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already all done for you, and you can save tons of time by just using one of these. And they're really well done. So, again, if you're even if it's a virtual event, here's one. It says, join our virtual homeownership seminar. You can take these and use them, and it's going to take you 10 minutes instead of 2 hours. So I think leveraging your time with designs is also super helpful as well. Sometimes if you're like, I want to do an event, but I'm not sure what I want to do, you could come in here. You can see, a virtual homeownership seminar. Maybe I'll do a first-time home buyer seminar, and it'll be virtual. And I'll use this one, and I can just change home ownership seminar to first-time home buyer seminar. So I think it's another good reason to just kind of go in here and check out what they have in here, because sometimes they give me, I'm like, oh, that's actually a great idea. I'll use that and I'll change it to how I need it. So it's just nice to not have to reinvent the wheel with all these things. Again, here's my website. You can go out and you can push your website on people. We all know that we don't want anyone who is thinking about using us as a realtor to be using Zillow or Realtor.com. They suck. They're horrible. You're going to lose that lead if that person who's thinking about you then uses Zillow to search for homes and hits, ask this agent, and it goes to whoever's paying Zillow the most money to get that lead. So I think it's also super important to be pushing your website on your sphere and having people use your website. I've been really, really happy with the website. I use the website. I know my boyfriend, Josh, he has the app and he uses the app all the time. They really did fix it. Was crashing a lot. It was constantly crashing. He's on it every day. And he said it really hasn't been crashing at all. And he's been really happy with it. He deleted Zillow off of his phone and he doesn't use Zillow anymore. He only uses the KW app, and you can brand the app to yourself. So my mom marks it as his agent just so I could see what happens when he's searching for homes. My mom gets a notification on her command that Josh Schultz looked at this home, and she can see what homes he's looking at to know what's his price point. She can go through, if he hits ask an agent, it sends her a message right to command saying, Josh Schultz was wondering if he could see this home, or this is the message Josh sent you. So again, same thing you can do on your website and your app. They look almost the exact same. The app is obviously just for the phone, but I've been really, really happy with the website just because it's so simple, and you can search nationally. So you can search all of the United States. So if you have someone who's relocating, they can use your app and your website, and they can search the entirety of the United States for a home. The next step that Keller Williams is trying to reach is to do an international search as well. So people can search in Italy if they're looking for a vacation home. Because we have Keller Williams all over the world, we're gonna try and make that happen. So push your website as much as you can and the app, because no one should be using Zillow anymore. If you know a Keller Williams agent, you should not be going on Zillow, because Zillow is horrible. I hate Zillow. And it's so easy to be able to push your website this way. It takes 5 minutes for you to type in your website URL and then post it to your social media. The Business Basics is good if you want to update your email signature. They have two email signatures. I kind of like these email signatures. I think they're much different from what we originally had. I think that they're much more updated. They're super contemporary. They give you a spot to put where your app is. So again, I was really happy with these email signatures, and it doesn't take any time at all to make and then download to your computer. So that is under Business Basics and then email signatures. And then same thing with social branding. If you're trying to do a Facebook cover and you want something that's Keller Williams, you can come on here and you can get a Facebook cover photo that's branded to Keller Williams, which is nice. So this one says, "Let me help you home." I can't read what that one says. "Let me help you home." This is, quotes from Keller Williams. So again, this social branding is really nice. They will perfectly fit in that Facebook cover photo size. They're sized perfectly. So I think that that's super easy to use. I know even the ones that we've created for our public facing Doylestown Facebook page, we came in here and used one of these, and then we just blanked it out and we uploaded what we wanted. But that way we knew that whatever we were creating was going to fit perfectly to the right size of the Facebook cover photo. So even if you want something totally different, you can come in here and just use this as a blank canvas and upload what you want, and then you know it's going to fit perfectly in that cover photo section. So it's another nice thing about how all of these are sized. They're sized perfectly. So even if you're not happy with something that's in this home value in Instagram, you can click on this. Even if you just liked this background and the way this looked, you could take out the "Do you know the value of your home?" and type in "Let me help you find your next home," and you could use it. So again, they're awesome because they're perfectly sized, and they do give you like some really great ideas for what to post to social media if you're not sure. I don't know if you guys have leadership because I'm logged in as Bernadette. And then templates are just, these are actually cool. These are the backgrounds that you see some Keller Williams agents use during Zoom. So Keller Williams put out backgrounds that you can make for yourself for Zoom. So I see people all the time using this one, and you can literally put back here, Vicky Pantano, Keller Williams, Doylestown. And then you can have this sitting behind you instead of your wall when you're like, if you're happening to be meeting with a client over Zoom, you can have this sitting behind you instead of whatever's behind you. So I thought that was cool that they decided like, oh, let's do that. Like, let's come out with these like professional looking backgrounds, and they can have their own name and like what brokerage they're with. And then this new designs thing is just where they post all of the brand new stuff that they're putting out before they sort it over here. So again, I think this is awesome to be putting out things for voting. I mean, it's so important to have people voting, and it's important to know that people know that you care about voting and that you care that people are getting out there and voting. It's not necessarily like a political thing. It's just like, hey, did you vote? Like, your voice is super important. People voting and who they vote for and what they vote for affects the housing market. So it's important to make sure that these people are going out and voting. And they're super simple. They're things you can post in 3 seconds. You don't even have to edit these at all. It's 5 ways you should vote safely. It's just like, oh, where you should go. And you can always put, if you're not sure where you have to go to vote, like, send me a text and I can help you figure it out, because it takes no time to type in someone's home address and figure out where they go to vote, and then you have that person's home address. So these are great things to post. So again, if you just come into this new designs, a lot of times before you'll see these sorted over here, you'll find them in here. So if you're like, like if last week I don't think they had the Halloween ones, unless you came in the new designs, and then that's where you would find all of the new Halloween ones. So it's always important to scroll to the very bottom and go in this new designs, because you never know what's going to be in here. They're always uploading new stuff. I think every week or every 2 weeks, they take out the bottom like 300 designs that haven't been used, and they upload 300 more. So there's constantly new stuff. If things haven't been used and they notice that agents don't like it, they take it out and they upload new things, which I think is cool that they're constantly trying to make it work for you guys and have things that agents want to post. So now that we've gone over what's in here and how to use it, does anyone have any questions about what I've gone over or the formatting or anything? It's pretty simple. It takes, a couple minutes to kind of learn it, but once you learn it, you're like in it, and it's like, it's easy to use. It's just a quick learning curve of like, oh, I double click to get my, blinking cursor to delete that text instead of click once. So it's just the little things like that. And then once you learn it, you're like, oh, I got this. This is easy. It's going to take me 2 minutes to make this.
This may be a super obvious question.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Cheryl.
Sorry.
No, it's not. No.
Of course, all my questions are baby questions. So any of this stuff that I would want to use, I would download, like that Facebook thing you created. I would download onto my computer and then upload into Facebook. Is that right?
Well, you could do that, but the next step that we're going to do is not ever having to download anything onto your computer, and you can post it right from command into Facebook without ever leaving command.
Oh, okay.
So that is my favorite part of all of this, is that you don't have to have 85,000 tabs open and then forget where you were. You only have to have command open. So that's the next thing that we will go on. So we were just in templates, and then I went to my designs, and this is where you can import that PDF file if you have a PDF that you really like that you want to use. It also shows you all the different designs that you've made in here. So these are all the different ones I made. I took some things from Canvas and downloaded them as a PDF and then uploaded them in here so I could make them my own without having to do like the premium Canvas and have to pay for it. So you can always go in here and see the different designs that you've made. So now we will go back. I have to hit back bar too many times. Let me go into, I'll just go back into it. Okay, so we were in designs. We created that market snapshot that we really liked. So we're gonna go up to this megaphone right here, which is campaigns. And inside of campaigns is where you can post it to your social media. So the first thing that you can click on up here is this paid ads. So this is if you're going to be posting it to your Facebook and you want to pay for it to get out to a certain number of people who have Facebook within a certain radius. If you are doing paid ads, I always suggest to come into command and do it through command to Facebook. And you can also post an Instagram ad at the same time. So whatever you're posting to Facebook, you can post right to Instagram. It costs less money to come on and do it through command. So because, I don't know if you guys heard, this is so exciting to me. We are the only real estate company that Facebook is in business with. And they are like so proud to be in business with us. They will tell anyone who asks them what real estate company they're in business with. They will tell anyone that it's Keller Williams. That just makes me like super happy. I think that's so cool. I tell like anyone who I'm doing orientation with, I'm like, oh, and if you haven't heard, like we're the only real estate company that's Facebook is in business with. So they gave us a deal. It's cheaper to post them through command to Facebook than it is to go right through and do it through Facebook. So I always suggest coming in here to do your paid ads if you can. The next thing you can click on up here is this emails button. If you want to send out one of those designs that you made in email, you can do it through here. So you can't just send out like one email, right, to someone. This is basically MailChimp. So it's an email like subscription kind of. So what you could do is if you send out like a monthly newsletter to your sphere, or if you have a neighborhood and you happen to have everyone in your neighborhood a bunch of their contact information, and you send them out like a monthly newsletter to that specific neighborhood because you know a lot of people in that neighborhood, you can send it through command email for free. So you get 5,000 free emails with command email. You can do newsletters, you can do like a simple design like we did. You can send out anything and it comes in just as like a normal email, and it comes like it comes as though it looks like it came directly from your email to them. And they can unsubscribe to it like they always can, because everyone has a right to unsubscribe to, I call them spam emails, but sometimes they have good information in them. So you could also upload it right here into this emails, and you have to have obviously the people's email addresses in your contacts, and then you can send it to them right through there, which is awesome. Direct mail is another place that you can send those designs that you made. So direct mail obviously is something that gets printed and sent to people's homes. But you can create, you saw in designs, they gave you options for postcards and door hangers and flyers and things like that. You can send those postcards to people's home addresses through campaigns. I don't know how the price compares to getting them printed yourself and sending them out and doing like the bulk mail stamp and all of that. But I do know that you don't ever have to like leave your couch or, you know, go to 6 different places to get them stamped at one place and designed in another place and all this work. You do it all, and then this one company just does all of it for you, and they'll even send one to your house. So that's how you can send out those. And then social posts, which is the one that you were asking about, Cheryl, is how you can post those designs right to your social media. So the only thing you have to have is that Facebook business page. It has to be connected to your personal account, and that personal account has to be connected to Command. So most of you already have that done. If you don't have that done, it's super simple. If you just click on your name and you go to settings, within settings, you will see one of the first options is to connect your Facebook account. And you just click on connect account, you type in your username and password, and then you're connected and you're good to go. So that's the only thing you do have to do before you can post it right to that Facebook business page. So I'll show you how to do that quickly. So if you hit up here at the top corner, this blue create a new campaign button. Again, you pick what you want. I'm going to just hit regular social post. Let's see. Okay. Over here on the side, it shows you what it's going to look like. So right now I don't have anything uploaded in there. So it gives you an option right here. I can choose from my designs, or I can upload an image. So if I did happen to download that design that I really liked onto my computer, I can re-upload it, or I can hit Browse Design Library, and here are all the designs that I've ever made that I can post right to my social media. So I'm just going to click this first one that I made. Takes a minute to upload because it's a high quality image. Please select design was not ready to use. Well, why not? Let's do this one, see if this one works. There it is. Okay, I don't know why. I think it was the sizing on that other one. It wasn't happy with me. So, clicked this one. It lets me crop it if I want to make it smaller or bigger. I'll leave it like that. I'll hit crop image. I can add more if I want. If I had a couple designs that I liked that I wanted to add, I could do that. And then it asks for the DBA logo. So if I didn't have the logo already here on my design that I made, you know how we pulled the logo on that one design we made? If I didn't, I could just upload the DBA logo right here so it has it on there for me. And then down here, I just pick, do I want to schedule a time for it to go out, or do I want to publish it immediately? I'll just hit publish immediately, just because a lot of times if I'm doing one, I just want it to go out right away. And then the only other thing that you do is you have to write the text. So it's the text that goes right above it. So it's going to look just like a Facebook post. So I can put here at Keller Williams, no one feeds alone. We are all in this together. Okay. Oops. So then you can see over here on the side, that's exactly what I typed in, and there it is posted right there. If I wanted to put a link, I could put a link. So let's say I wanted to do a link to my website. I'll pull up my website. I'm going to just copy my URL and paste it right in. So there's my website. And then I would hit this publish post button. I'm not going to hit this publish post button just because Bernadette doesn't have her own business account page. So it would go to our outside Facebook page for Keller Williams Doylestown. So I'm not going to hit this publish post button. If you go onto Floyd Turner Realtor, his page, I helped him post a bunch of his last 2 listings that he had. I know for a fact that one listing has sold. I don't know about the other one yet, but I helped him publish them, and then they sold. I was like, oh yay, that's so exciting. So, so yeah, and I know, and we didn't pay for it. It wasn't the paid ads. We just published it right to his regular Facebook page. You can go on, you can see what it looks like. You wouldn't have any idea that he posted it from somewhere besides Facebook. And then again, if you had an Instagram attached to your Facebook, it would give you the option to also post to Instagram. We don't have the Instagram or Doylestown Instagram connected, but we could connect it. So you would see it like on Floyd's when I went to post his, there was a little box right here that said also post to Instagram, and I clicked that. So that's it. That's all you have to do. It takes 2 minutes to upload things on here. So does anyone have any questions with what I went over? Cheryl, did I answer your question? Was I clear on how to post? If I wasn't, I'm happy to go back over it.
Oh, that's great. Love it.
Yeah, awesome. I know. I love it. It makes it so easy.
So we create the design and then we go into
Campaigns.
campaigns. Okay.
It's a little megaphone. And then once you're in campaigns, you just hit this little create a new campaign button up at the top. And then it asks if you want to do a social post or a paid ad, a direct mail, or an email. So you just click where you want to post it to. And then once you click it, it takes you right to the page that you're going to be using to put it all together.
I really like the social branding and the updating of the email.
Yeah.
So when we're in designs and we're in those, do those post right from there to the Facebook? How do if I did the social branding and I wanted to update my my business page for the top, right? That's the header at the top.
Yep.
How do you then get it into your Facebook
So
business?
you would have to hit that download button,
Mhm.
and download it to your computer like as an image. And then
Okay.
when you're in
And then go into
Facebook on your
Facebook.
page, yeah, you just hit this edit button.
Okay. I didn't know if that was one of them where it just went and did it, or you had to.
That one you can't. So, and then email signature as well. You would just go into your Google settings and just hit change my signature, like edit signature, and just upload that new email signature in there, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions about what we went over? I know it was a lot, but I think it was pretty concise. It was just a lot of different options that you can use, but it's the same thing that you go to post. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions not related to what we went over today? Is anyone here thinking that we were going to learn something different and they have a question about that? No other questions? Okay, awesome. Well, if you
Hi, Kate.
yeah.
Where would I get the recording so I can watch this at my slow speed?
Of course, Jim. Yeah, I will send out the recording once we're done here. It takes a couple minutes for it to download to my computer, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I have to get the link, and then I have to send it out. So it'll take me a couple minutes. But before I leave here today by 5, I should be able to send it out to you.
You rock.
Yep.
Thank you.
2 questions. I'm not sure if I completely set my Keller Williams website up,
Okay.
and I'm not sure how to go about the app. Are there videos then that I start from scratch on? Or I just want to make sure before I start posting things in here that those things are working properly for me.
So there are videos, and I could probably find them on YouTube. But the other thing that you could do is that every Thursday from 12 to 2, Will Brem is in the office in the back, and he's here to help you with any of those questions that you might have. And then Fridays you can come in as well, and Will will literally, he is the most patient person. He will sit down with you. He will go over all of it. He will answer any of your questions with that. He uses his app. He uses his website.
Okay.
Super involved. So probably your best bet is coming in and just having someone sit down and kind of go over all of it with you. So you can always email Will and he'll tell you oh yeah, I don't have anyone who, has a question for tomorrow. Come in, tomorrow and we can go over it.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, I think that's all for today. Thank you guys all for coming to my class. And I will send this recording out once we're done.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Molly Kate.
You're welcome, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you.